Yo, welcome back. Welcome back to yet another episode of our fine podcast. Um, it's been a while. Missed you guys.
2 weeks.
Hopefully, this international break was a time for you to relax. Well, some of us relax. I'm not sure if those fans of London clubs outside of Arsenal were able to relax this break. Oh, looks like we have one more person. Oh, from the one successful London club, we have one fan joining us. But glad you can join us, my guy. Let's get things started. Club football came back this weekend. There was a lot of scores, a lot of good football, a lot of bad football, a lot of successful football, a lot of failures. And there's no better place to start than the king of failures this season, one Chelsea Football Club. So where do you want to begin? Do you want to begin with your failure of a manager or your failure of a performance?
Before they begin, I just want to say the energy from the meetings from the beginning of the season. I can't even get the words up. So right now, if I could replay it and put it on a screen in Times Square, I really would. But go ahead.
No, but here's the thing, Manny. They were right. They were right about one thing though. They said they would be top of the table. They just got one thing wrong. Top of the bottom half of the table. That's what they didn't say. But they are top of the table. They're top of the table. But we're not Chelsea fans. We want to hear from you. Please tell us where you want to start, and we'll take it from there. Do we want to start? Let's start about this weekend, right? Let's talk about this weekend first. So Aston Villa 2-0. Explain your shambolic performance, because that's what it was, shambolic.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was a symbolic performance. I don't think it was symbolic. I think we made some costly mistakes that cost us the game. But if you watch that game and you look at what we did during the game, we created more than enough chances to win that game. So, like I said, the same thing that's been plaguing us all season, we just didn't finish in front of goal. I mean, the only difference between our game and the Newcastle Man United game is the result. Because we literally had the same amount of shots as Newcastle. But yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you have inconsistent lineups. I mean, partially due to injury, partially due to new coach, partially due to having so many players in your roster, and then pressure coming in from the fans, the media, and yeah. So basically, we just what happened on Saturday it wasn't really that much of a surprise because there have been multiple games this season that has happened. I mean, if you look at the first Dortmund game, virtually the same thing. Dominated possession, hit the bar 3-4 times, but lost. If you go back to Southampton, we had 75% possession, if you want to say, and lost. So it's really kind of something that's been happening all season. So to say it's surprising, not really. It's more frustrating, that we didn't even get any point out of that game at home in front of our fans when we're supposed to be, making some kind of progress. But like I said, us being 10th place team reared its ugly head. Because sometimes, as you can see against Dortmund, we can play like a top 4 team. But more often than not, we've played like a 10th, 12th, 14th place team because, like I said previously, inconsistent lineups, injuries, new coaches.
So, don't worry, we'll get to that. No, we'll get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
We'll
and
get to
then
that.
I mean, obviously, as you notice, my shirt today doesn't have the Chelsea sign in front because I'm a Pulisic supporter from up until the next game. So that's what it is. Because I don't know, I just can't like see where the Chelsea board is taking us. Because if you're gonna hire Graham Potter, okay, fine. Let's see where that goes. But firing him and then bringing in a new guy, there's what, 9 games left. The best we can hope to. I doubt we're going to finish top four. I mean, if somehow we finish top four, I don't know how that's possible because I literally don't know what coach on this planet
You need prayer.
could get us to finish top four.
You got to get top
So,
four out of you.
so that's not even like, and it's not like when Graham Potter was there, I was like, oh, we're going to finish top four. No, I was. Or what did I say consistently? Next season, as long as we don't get relegated next season, because yeah, there's not that many points between like 14th and like last place. There's only like 5 points, so we got to pick up some wins very soon. I'm just saying, and I don't know what new coach is gonna come in and do what. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? You think some new coach is gonna come in and work his wonders and make us win Champions League and make us finish fourth?
It depends, but hold on. We'll get to that in just a second. Shegs, I want to hear your thoughts on your on the Saturday's match. Your other half here says it was not a surprise.
Well, I 100% agree with Zach. And like, first of all, it wasn't a shambolic performance.
It was.
It was just we dominated that game, but it's the same old Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Get a bunch of chances, can't finish them. Defensive mistake. We go 1-0 down.
Costly.
Wonder goal out of nowhere. 2-0 down. Got a lot of players out of position as usual. Loftus-Cheek is not a wing back, but he keeps being played at wing back. Cucurella, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if he's a left back now because I've seen him more in like central defense at wing back. That like he's just making mistakes and the ball was going right to Koulibaly too.
Sorry, in Cucurella's defense, he was man of the match for the Dortmund. So I'm not like blaming like the players like totally. I'm just saying the inconsistencies in our results shows in the lineup, shows in the like in everything. It's just you don't know what you're gonna get. Sorry, Shakes. Go on.
To that point again, like Cucurella having a great game and then he's had more bad games than good games. So I don't know how to fix that. Maybe by giving him more consistent playing time. But at the same time, I feel like he shouldn't have been on that pitch to begin with because we play with wing backs. We've been playing this 3-4-3 for a month and a half straight now. So it's like, why is he at center back when we have Chalobah, Badiashile, Fofana on the bench? But hey, it happens, Like this is nothing new from Chelsea this season. It's just another unfortunate result, but it's like after so many unfortunate results, it's a pattern, and somebody has to take the responsibility and the blame. And we already know who took all of it and who's unemployed now. So.
I will say the one bright spot in the team was Ben Chilwell. It felt like every time the ball got even near his side of the pitch, it was a danger. And he was also the feistiest one. I felt like he was the only one that was actually showing any fight once,
Bro, he scored. I think he's
always goes out. He plays his heart out every kick of every possession. It's like he's had back-to-back ACL injuries though, so we have no choice but to play him because it's like we can't figure out the left back spot except when he's playing. When he plays, everything just makes sense. So no, yeah.
I just hope that whoever's next, Chile had. I think he hit the post and he scored an offside.
And he
Oh, okay.
scored.
He
Yeah,
fouled the guy. He fouled
they
the guy.
said,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a foul. Yeah.
So it's like next coach, please. We cannot. I don't ever want to see Loftus Cheek at right wing back. I want to see Reece James there. I want to see Bencho on the other side. And then if Cucurella wants to be behind Chilwell, so Chilwell can cover for him, that's great. But apart from that, I don't know how we're gonna play him in this team consistently. But we'll see.
No, I mean, I think Cucurella's better position is on the left side of the center backs because Chilwell. The thing that like amazes me about Chilwell is he's so deadly going forward. Like
Hmm.
you can't just ignore him. Cucurella, what's he gonna
Yeah,
do going forward, man?
the thing. That's
What
his
has he
thing.
ever done going forward? But Chilwell, you cannot ignore that guy. You have to guard him. You have to put somebody that can play on him, or else he'll feast. So I mean, we've played Cucurella at left back. Didn't really impress
Yeah,
me.
a bunch of
His
times.
most
Yeah,
impressive performance was against Dortmund, which he won man of the match, and he was on the left side of a back three.
yeah. I feel like he'd be much better on that left hand side, but with Chilwell ahead of him.
Yeah, and
Or
he has to
if
be
Chilwell is
Badia's
resting,
study. He has to be
yep.
Badia's understudy. He can't play over Badiashile. I don't care. I don't
Chilwell
care
is
how
a
Badiashile
starting.
plays. He can't start over Badiashile. I'm
If
sorry.
Chilwell isn't starting, then he plays at wing back and someone else comes into that
To be
LC.
honest, I feel like with Cucurella, I've seen enough of him as a defender. I think they need to hop on the Barcelona wave with Javi and do what Javi did with Eric Garcia. Javi converted Eric Garcia to a CDM, and things have been moving smoothly ever since he made that move. And I look at Cucurella, and what I don't like is he's not solid enough of a defender, and then going forward, he's not solid enough going forward. If I want him to just choose one side of the ball to focus,
A
but then
certain
when I
player,
put him at that CDM spot,
I'm sorry, bro. Cucurella is so much better than having Garcia defensively. I'm sorry.
yo, the player. Do you know what
I'm
player you just
that's what I'm
described?
saying. That's why I feel like
full defensively. At least
I agree with you.
Cucurella is somewhat respectable. I mean, yeah, the
I
defensive
agree
is
with you, which is why I think he would make. I,
yeah, but
I
he's
agree with you, which is why I think you move him to CDM, it would be a much greater impact,
we have
an
too
even
many
greater impact than what's
we have too
happening
many
with Eric
midfielders.
Garcia.
We have too many.
I think the player you just described is like
Yeah, man.
was late stage David Luiz. Remember him when you're like, oh, this guy can't play
Now
center back anymore. Let's move him into center
I know
midfield, and he
Manny
was really good.
remembers him.
Yeah.
I know Manny remembers him.
No comment.
He got the leftovers. The leftovers.
So we've discussed. So now that we've discussed that L against
Man's
Aston Villa,
traumatized.
you've lost your manager as of
Yes.
today. You've lost. Graham Potter has left the building. Now let me tell you
Thank
the
God.
current
Potter
shortlist.
flew away on his broom.
Now let me tell you the current shortlist for top available managers. You got Julian Nagelsmann, Joachim Low, Mauricio Pochettino, Luis Enrique, Zinedine Zidane, Brendan Rodgers.
Zidane is not going to Chelsea.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm
Yeah.
just giving you a short list of the top available.
There's only one person on my list, and that's Luis Enrique. To be honest with you, yeah,
You say you want Luis Enrique?
that's it. That's the only manager I want. That's the only manager. Go back and look at his resume. Just compare his resume with all those other managers. I'm sorry, bro. It's not comparable.
Not
Even
him.
with Zidane, but Zidane is taken. Just really
Not-
go back and look at this man's resume. This is the only manager on my list. I don't know why they're taking this long.
Not again.
Me personally, I don't think that's a bad fit. I definitely would want someone a bit more
Who's won
Offensive.
titles?
I feel you. I feel
You
you.
know what I mean?
I feel. But the thing is,
Titles with an S, multiple in one season, 3 treble. I'm just telling you. All right, go on.
will management? My question is, will management give him time?
Well, I don't really. At this
I
point, it
think they
doesn't matter.
will.
They just need to.
I,
They just need to make. They just need. It's more important for them to make the right decision at coach, because if they make the right decision at coach, all those questions will be answered.
Again, even if it's the right decision that coach, look at Arsenal with Arteta. Do you know how much time Arsenal gave Arteta? Yo, even
Yes,
after that first season when they ended the season winning the FA Cup, that
yeah,
next season when they weren't
it was
fighting
tough.
for the title,
There was like
fans were calling for his head. They're saying they made a mistake. They might need somebody else. Fans were talking.
they stuck with him. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't see that from Chelsea.
um, I don't. I can see us giving whoever the next manager is a 5-year contract, but the same way they wanted to give Potter the keys to the kingdom, and Potter ruined it for himself. It's the same way it could go down with a potential manager.
I don't know if he
Because
ruined.
at
I
first
wouldn't
of
say he
all,
ruined it for himself.
The man ruined it for
I don't
himself.
know if he ruined it for himself.
he's
Like
been a terrible coach.
it was just. I don't think
Anyway,
it was a terrible
I
coach.
don't want to
It
say
was just.
shout out to Graham Potter. The Graham Potter project at Chelsea has failed. It's over now, done and dusted. He doesn't have to worry about you
I can't
know
even say it was a Grand Potter project. To be honest with you, there was no
managing
Grand
a
Potter.
club that's bigger than him. So it's
Really?
like, yeah, whoever the next coach is, honestly, I don't really even care who the next coach is, as long as they know what they're doing. Because like all these names, they could come in and then they're just terrible at their job too. Maybe Chelsea's the problem. Maybe it's not the manager. Maybe it's the
No,
ownership.
that's
Maybe
what
it's the
I'm saying.
players.
That's exactly what I'm
So
saying. There's
it,
no.
it, it doesn't even
I
it
don't
doesn't
know why you're
even
saying
matter.
maybe. I don't know
Like
why you're saying maybe.
if it's Nagelsmann, if it's Enrique, if it's not going to be Pochettino. Like, it doesn't matter to me. It could be Marino, it could be Conte. Like, I'm good, just gonna watch the results because like
No.
I can't really get too
Man, you jump
attached with
in.
any of
Man, you
these
jump in.
managers because
Just want
it just seems like they just come and go at this point.
two things. One, I seen a post today about somebody said they saw Julian Nagelsmann in
Yeah,
London.
in London. Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. My second
He
post,
is a
my
top
They
second
saw Julian
candidate.
Nagelsmann where?
London.
in London.
In
Yeah,
London?
yeah.
For one or two.
My
It could
second
be.
thing is it's not Grant. I personally don't feel like it's Grant Potter's fault.
I agree.
I
I
agree with
think
you.
I think whoever hired him and the time they hired him was very foolish with that decision.
He can't
I
hire
think they
himself.
should have waited at least to the end of the season. But they hired him and then they didn't ask him, oh, what do you need? They said, this is what we think you're gonna need, so we're gonna give it to you. And then make it work. So they went and
Yeah.
respectfully, they did not need Mudrick, however his name is. They did not need him. Chelsea did not need him. Mason Mount and all them they could fill that role to the end of the season at least in the summer. Get together and make a form plan. They bought Enzo. Enzo. But they bought so many high quality players. They see other people looking at it, and the owners were just going for it. They weren't. I genuinely don't believe they asked Potter's opinion on anything. They just went and supply him with things they feel like he needed to succeed. And the thing crashed. And of course, everybody doesn't know what's going on. Everybody's gonna say it's the manager. It's always gonna be the manager. And Potter had to eat that. Like he had to eat that. And I feel bad for him because I genuinely think if he had a summer, he would make that thing click, bro. That man is an intelligent man.
Man didn't have a
He
preseason.
was doing
He
the
didn't have
team he
a
had
preseason
before.
with Chelsea.
I know Chelsea's a big club. I know Chelsea's a top club. But again, being a top club, you can't throw Graham Potter into a top club as an owner and expect it to automatically thrive. That makes no sense. This man you're hiring, he's in the Prem. He's just building his resume. The team is working on it. It's not even as Chelsea. So you want to give him time to settle in, time to don't throw him in the middle of the season when you're not even in the top 4 to begin with, and expect a miracle because you're gonna. We have money. We're gonna spend all this on. It doesn't work like that. And I think it's somewhere in the management, something like, because if you look at my team, for example, right, we changed the whole team. Respectfully, there's only 5-6 players out of about 29, 31 players. No, yeah.
Yeah.
There's only 5-6 that are left.
And it took 2 years.
Yeah.
It took 2 years to clear everybody out.
It took some time. Because God, you said David Luiz, bless his soul wherever he is. People like that, people like Mustafi, people like Socrates, people like agony. But that's what Chelsea's now. It's just shambles.
Cedric Soares.
Don't say nothing. All is well, bro. All is well. You know what's funny? Well, let me not divert. I'll be seeing some of those people post and they be talking about Arsenal. In my head, I'm like, just block us from your contact list. Like, don't speak about. I want them to win the league. Just. But yeah, Chelsea's going through it, man. I see your faces. I've been there. I don't have any words for y'all because when I was going through it, I know where my ops was. So, it's life. Either, you suck.
So many, starting with you. Zach said he would like to see Luis Enrique in the role. Who would you like to see? Granted, this is a competitor. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Enrique would be like my second. My top would be, I'll say, what was the names you mentioned again? You mentioned Nagelsmann, Enrique.
So the short list is Enrique, Nagelsmann, Zidane, Pochettino, Joachim Löw. Yeah, that's everybody. Oh, Brendan Rodgers.
Nah, Brendan Rodgers wouldn't. I generally think Pochettino would thrive at Chelsea. And the reason why I believe that, right? So, he all this hope of Tottenham and Tottenham being in the top 4 and Tottenham even having a chance to compete in Champions, it all came from him.
Mm-hmm.
If he wasn't there, Tottenham would not be anywhere smelling top 6. Did you see the game they played today?
They got dominated.
Bro, they were winning this game 1-0 with 11 men. They became 10-10, and then they tied the game. And when I tell you the play, I don't know how they beat any other team. I genuinely don't understand it. When I watched that game today, I don't know if it's because they just lost their coach or whatever it was, and they were
playing like that with Conte. They were playing like that with Conte. That has nothing to do with it.
Watched them on the Conte.
Nothing chinged. They shouldn't have fired him. Nothing changed. Literally, nothing.
I was disgusted. I think even when Conte would be on the sideline shouting, doing this, trying to give a little vim. Today, they didn't know what they were playing. Like, it was just bad. So I personally think Pochettino would do nonsense. After he left Tottenham again, he went to, what team did he go to?
PSG.
They won it wasn't the Champions League, but they got to the finals, I believe.
They got to the final. I think that was with Pochettino.
And they won their league as well.
Oh no, it wasn't with Pochettino. It was with Tuchel.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, it was with Tuchel.
They didn't win.
They won the final with Tuchel. It wasn't with Pochettino.
They won a couple of leagues. How far did they get? That's it.
But yeah, they won something with Pochettino, right?
Yeah, it's PSG. They're going to win the French League and the French Cup and the French this and the Paris this and Paris that.
Uber Eats League.
And then, where is he now? He got sent to another team. He got fired from PSG.
Yeah, he got fired from PSG.
Yeah.
Is he another wait. Why is Zidane on that short list? Zidane is the new PSG coach.
Yeah, Zidane is the new PSG coach.
Oh, they made that official?
When did that come out?
A couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be dangerous there.
Yeah, no, that's a great pickup. But what I'm saying is, like, How is Manny?
Yeah,
I have this question for you. How do you think Pochettino is a better candidate than Luis Enrique? Like, isn't that just going back to what we just came from with Graham Potter, a manager that
So
hasn't
hold on,
won
hold on. Back to the before we
any?
move on. I just need to get back to the. All I'm seeing is PSG still trying to convince them. I don't see anything official.
Mm.
I hope it's not.
Zidane?
Zidane being the coach. But how
Who's their
how
current
many?
coach now? I don't get it.
I don't know.
How many what?
How many teams has Luis Enrique coached in the Prem?
Done.
0.
I'm telling you, I don't care how good you are. There's no manager on the planet, well, apart from maybe two, that will
Klopp?
come into the. Yeah. I said apart from maybe and win that Prem or do something
Okay.
crazy that first year,
People can
especially with the team they have already. I generally don't think Luis Enrique Prem is not any other league. Respectfully to every other league might be difficult, but the toughness of the Prem is not like any other league. Like in
you didn't even
Huh?
ask what coach or what he won.
wait, you said I didn't ask who?
Like where he coached or what he won.
It's
Like,
as I know what he won.
the same argument you use for Pochettino is like
No,
yeah, but
Pochettino
that
experience in the Prem.
Enrique coached in the Spanish league at
It's still not the
bigger
Prem.
club and won
Okay.
more with a bigger club. With
Let
more
me ask you
pressure.
this question: if I say let's play Real Madrid versus Real Valladolid or something like that, one of those weird teams, 95% of the time you're gonna say Real Madrid is gonna win that game. If you come to the Prem and you say Chelsea or Manchester United is gonna play Aston Villa, you can't 95% say Chelsea's gonna win that game. You cannot.
Well, yeah,
It's a
you're
whole
making
different game.
the Premier League is a lot closer. But what I'm trying to say is we've seen managers come in from other leagues and be successful. Thomas Tuchel was an instant
It
success.
takes time.
No, but he had never coached in the Premier League. It didn't take that much time. But
Yeah,
because
but
Antonio
Thomas Tuchel
Conte won the Premier League in his first year.
First year, yeah.
Ancelotti won his Premier League in the first year.
Apart from
Mourinho
like,
won the Premier League in his first year.
who did they have when those people got?
sorry, Shags. What did you say? I didn't hear who won the Premier League.
I said Conte, Ancelotti, and Mourinho won the Premier League in their first
The
year.
first year. Yeah.
But that's only
yeah.
at Chelsea, though. Chelsea is a different breed.
And
I don't
the
think any
Chelsea
other
team
coach
y'all
ran like
had
that.
in those moments. Also, I don't know the details of when they hired those specific coaches as well, because that also has a part to play. Like if you want to be successful, if you
those
throw
were
a coach,
basically those were good hires at the right time.
exactly, it has to click. Like if you throw Luis Enrique into this right now, he's gonna try.
I think, in my opinion,
if you give him the summer, I think he'll thrive.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I think
at least because I know that Luis Enrique. Here's where I really want Luis Enrique. He's won the Champions League, so that's at least something that we can look at him for. Like, all right, can you at least guide us? He's beaten Real Madrid in Clásicos. He was a coach of Barcelona. He's been there. He's done that. He coached Luis Suarez, Messi, and Neymar, even though Messi ran him out of town. But he's coached big names. He's won big with big players.
But I'm just saying, the Prem is unlike any other of these leagues. Like he would.
I agree with you. But I think if any one of those guys you have on your list, I mean, obviously apart from Push, if any one of those guys would assimilate quickest, it would be Enrique. Because he left Barcelona and went and took Spain and whatever players Spain have, did the best he could possibly do. Because you already know how I feel about Spain. They're not good.
Sex, go ahead, Jim.
And Luis Enrique was doing wonders with that team. So I just think Luis Enrique.
First of all, I like to counter to Manny's point. we're not asking the man whoever is coming in to win the Premier League and the Champions League in his first year. We're just asking to be a decent team. We're just like, please just be better. Like, have a plan and keep it going.
Your mate's not asking that. Your mate's asking for it. Everything you're saying, you're not asking for.
What
See,
we asking for?
I don't know if there's ever been an owner that has fired 3 coaches in the same year.
Well, to continue my point, like it doesn't. We're not expecting him to come and win everything. And honestly, I feel we should
Say
not.
you're not because Zach is. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say no. I never said I was. All I'm saying is at least I know that we have a coach, a proper, like, not just a coach. We have the best coach on the market.
I'll
He's
get
the
back.
best coach on the
Finish
market.
your
I mean,
Well,
Don't worry, I'll get back to you. Finish your
Love
question.
with his World Cup, but like really, Joachim Love, come on, bro.
You right. You right. Don't worry. I'll get back to you. I'll finish your point, Shags.
Okay,
and
sorry.
more on that. We have like 10, 11 games of the season. I feel like we should have kept Potter at least to the end, but maybe they thought he was going to relegate us, so they got rid of him. And yeah, I think we should wait until the summer and really like take our time to like pick who the next coach is and see who actually wants to come and who's available. And I think that pick, the one that just feels the most like the closest fit to like what we've had in the past is probably Nagelsmann. I think it just makes sense since they have Tuchel. We should take Nagelsmann, pick him up before anybody else does. As far as Luis Enrique goes, his trophies, his achievements, like he won the Champions League, but it was like 10 years ago at this point, 9 years. Playing for Barcelona in like the time when Barcelona were like having like their best moments, their little dynasty era. I don't really see Enrique and think he can do better than Nagelsmann. But and again,
Nagelsmann won.
I don't know. Nagelsmann is
So,
one what
What? No,
Bundesliga.
so I feel so. Here's where I'm coming from. Like I feel like it's good to focus on the CV, like you are, Zach. But I feel like you're a bit over targeted on that, specifically when you say the good points about Luis Enrique. The main one being the fact that he's won the Champions League, and that's all fine and dandy. I just don't feel like Chelsea's at that point.
Messi landing out of town.
Yeah, I understand you brought that point in, but I just don't feel like that's where you guys are right now. The stage, especially with looking at your squad, you now I believe you now have one of the youngest squads in the Premier League after all the purchases that you spent. So
Yeah, Nagelsmann is a pretty young
Spain had
manager.
the youngest squad in the Euros. They were coached by Luis Enrique. They didn't do that.
and yeah, we saw how they did. Now,
I mean, they're a bad team. I'm not
so now I say all that to say this. If you ask me, I think it really comes down to two options. You got Pochettino and you got Julian Nagelsmann. And the reason being is because of how young your squad is. I say Pochettino is an option because he's the one that made us now see Spurs as a top 6 power. He's the one who developed that squad and got them fighting and got them eventually to a Champions League final. And as far as
Look,
Nagelsmann,
I'll just say it right now.
he's become a top coach because of his management with young
What
players.
top coach? What did he
Look,
do with PSG? I'm
He
sorry.
was able to,
Pochettino will never be Chelsea manager. We're
I'm sorry.
rejecting
Like,
him.
please tell me, what did he do with Tottenham when there was zero expectations? Okay, go to PSG where all the expectations. What did he do? Come on, please.
that PSG.
Nagelsmann, if we're gonna do a long term project, I prefer Nagelsmann. Like Enrique is a good choice
okay
too,
with
but
Nagelsmann.
I'm not
But
sure if he has had like any like decent club experience in the past years. He's been coaching Spain a couple of times a year. But Nagelsmann is like, his passion is still hot. He's what, 35? Is he? I think he's 35. So I feel that's a better fit. And it just makes sense since Tuchel is not at Bayern. We just kind of swapped coaches. So yeah, we
No,
shall see.
I, I completely
Since
understand
we're
your point.
negotiating with them. We're negotiating with them to give them Anthony Barry, one of our coaches that Tuchel wants to take. It seems like it's just easier to just get permission from them to speak to Nagelsmann and just include him in whatever deal we make, so we can be all set for next season. Or I don't know, maybe if he's ready to start, if he doesn't want to take a break, he wants to go skiing with his with his family and girlfriend, he can do that for the rest of the season. But we
I
might
think,
be
I think,
we might end up 16th or relegated.
I think, I
So
think
it's up
going
to him.
forward, ski vacations will be taboo for Nagelsmann and his family.
Yeah,
But
no more skiing
you know,
vacation.
To that because I do understand I would be okay with Nagelsmann. I mean I'm not hiring, but what I'm saying is us hiring Julian Nagelsmann would literally be us doing what we just did with Potter because he's first of all like Marcus said, looking at CV, he's not the best coach on the market. We all know who the best coach on the market is, but we all find reasons why we should not hire him. And then we find a reason, why we should hire this guy. Like none of those guys have a better CV than Luis Enrique. They don't even come close. But hey, I'm just saying I would be okay with it, but we'd basically just be hiring another Potter because we'll have to give him time. That's all I'm saying. But hey,
Well, that's the whole point, though. Like a long-term project, right?
but that
Giving the
what I'm
manager
saying is
time.
clearly the management is not into that. So why not just hire a proven commodity and go from there? But if they want to go back, hey, we'll see. if they hire anybody other than Luis Enrique before the season is over, I will know for sure they have no idea what they're doing. If they wait till the season is done and then hire someone, all right. But if they just
They should wait.
impromptu, okay, yeah.
I mean, the fact that you still have hope is all I need to hear. So let's put a wrap on Chelsea and take a look at the other side of London real quick. Now we already started talking about them a little bit earlier with how they pretty much played awful football against Everton today. Managed off a 1-1 draw, and that is who we call the failure of the Premier League, Tottenham Hotspurs. Now, we're not going to continue to talk about that match anymore because there's really nothing else to talk about other than the 2 red cards. Decore was the real highlight. Man's really showing fight for all the wrong reasons, and that's all I'll say on that. But the main thing I wanted to talk about with Spurs is they are in shambles. I've told you guys the short list of managers. Honestly, what manager can actually come in here and fix this mess?
Graham Potter.
You think Pochettino?
Apparently, they've told Poch. Apparently, they've told Poch that they're not interested in him coming back.
No way.
It's like that's
Google
that's
Pochettino and Spurs.
every NFL team telling Lamar Jackson we're not interested.
The best bet was to keep Conte, but now that that's done, get Graham Potter in there. He's a perfect fit.
That wasn't the best
Mediocre
bet.
manager with mediocre club. Match made in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, I really do think Poch is the best fit for him. He was always their best fit because Poch is like he embodies Tottenham. See, like I said, when the expectations are low, he wins. But then when you bring on these expectations, okay, you have all these players now. When are we going to see some titles? So
Now.
that's really the perfect fit for him because at least Poch is going to win more than anybody else.
So I think I might be coming out of left field here, but I think Brendan Rodgers might be the perfect fit.
He would be second on my list for Tottenham. Yes.
I think, and the reason being is because I look at the Spurs squad, right?
Brandon's always
And
with me,
they
man.
are a lot they are a lot similar to Leicester, specifically the Leicester side that was, highlighting themselves at the top four. You had a small European cameo, be a championship. Ended up getting knocked down rather, to Europa before getting knocked out of the Europa League. But still, they made a European appearance under Brendan Rodgers and Kane. He's very similar to Jamie Vardy. Kind of the older striker. Definitely a lot more talented, but definitely the older striker. And we saw what Brendan Rodgers was able to do with Jamie Vardy. Now you get an upgrade with Kane. I don't know. I kind of like the matchup.
Didn't make Jamie Vardy. Jamie
But
Vardy did.
that's if Kane is even at Spurs next season. Man United are tabling an 80 million bid for him. Like I think it would be very foolish.
He's gonna
Yeah,
need you're gonna need 90 million to get Kane. That's number one. And number two, that's even better for Brendan. Gives him a clean slate, lets him go out and get his striker of the future.
He needs to rip that team apart and start afresh. Like, need to be freed of the Pochettino and Conte shackles and, sell Son to like Arsenal or somebody where he can actually be really good.
Oh man, you don't want Son? It's okay.
You don't want
Manchester
Son?
City will take him.
Bench for Son.
We at Manchester City will take him. Don't
Y'all go make it work.
We worry about benching after.
Gabriel Jesus, bench for Son.
Yeah, you're definitely just hitting jokes at this point.
No,
You're
Son.
definitely-
I mean,
He could also go to Man U.
Wait. Comparing CVs, Marcus. Heung-min Son has won the Golden Boot. What has Gabriel Jesus done?
But I'm not talking about winning the gold. Who won the
Basically.
Golden Boot and what happened? What else did he win? He won the Golden Boot.
He plays for Tottenham. He plays for Tottenham. Tottenham couldn't take advantage of his hot season.
Bro, you can't. Jesus is not this. And also, when Jesus wasn't starting regularly at Man City, he wasn't their regular starter.
Even when he was for a good 2 seasons. He was Aguero. He wasn't playing for Manchester City. He was playing for the Manchester City Hospital. And for those two good seasons, respect to my all-time scorer, but I have to call it what it is, bro. His last 2 years, he wasn't playing for us. He was playing for our doctor. Now, that being said, Jesus was our out-and-out striker at that point. And we realized, him and Sterling was the bane to our existence. Having a front two of Sterling and Jesus is suicide watch because the amount of chances they missed was nonsensical. Nonsensical.
Suicide
watch. Play Jesus with a partner. First off, that's why I say Arteta have to figure this man out. You don't play him with a partner. You let him just run. He doesn't play the same position as Son, first off. Son will not thrive in the same position as Jesus. There's no way. Son will
I was just about to say that.
Take over Martinelli's spot or Saka's spot.
Trossard is already benching Martinelli. That's not.
That's what I'm saying. Son wouldn't get it.
You have Trossard in the middle. You have Son on the left. You got Saka on the right. What are you telling me?
He's starting over Son every single time. Stop playing with me.
Okay, that's where you've lost me.
Back to the point.
That's where you've lost me.
That's where you lost all of us.
That's where you've lost me.
Let me be explicit. Okay, when I say
hold on. Are you sure?
Before,
I understand. Hold on. I just want to ask you a question before you make your statement. With your statement, are you sure you're not just looking at the season that Martinelli is having?
No, I'm looking.
Martinelli is having a good season. Son has been in a bit of a slump. Now, continue.
I'm talking about looking at my team, Arsenal, looking at what Arsenal is trying to accomplish, and looking at how long we're trying to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. Son is not going to be the one that's going to put in work for us. Bro, the man is almost 30. Martinelli just turned 21. You're not telling... right now, if we're saying hand to hand, like in terms of resume, and of course, Son is better. Son has the whole 7 years on the board.
Do you want to
Absolutely.
compete in any European competitions?
I'm telling you right now, for the future, for the next year, we
Wish to compete in any European.
will ball out.
So I have a
Because
question. I have a question for you. I have a question for you. Wait, before I have a question for you. How long do you expect? It's actually as a follow up after this too. How long do you expect Martinelli to be on the team?
Martinelli is going to be on our team for at least the next 2 years, at least minimum. The reason why I
Next
say
2
that
years.
minimum.
No, okay, so that's your minimum. What
Mhm.
what is the maximum number of years that you expect Martinelli to be on your team?
I'm thinking they're going to groom him for
4.
max.
So
Yeah,
that's
4
so for 4 years. You don't expect him to see him any longer than 4 years on your team.
Put it this way, depending on his development, because again, 2 years ago, respectfully, the Martinelli now is not Martinelli 2 years ago.
No, I understand.
The boy is developing. Again, if his
Mhm.
development goes the right way,
Mhm.
he will thrive at Arsenal, probably equivalent to Saka, because the
But
developer.
I'm not asking you how long he's thriving. How long do you expect him to be on your team? Because Saka, that's their
Yeah,
starboard.
that's
You've
the
already.
thing. You're
So are you
asking
saying
me.
he's starboard potential?
Hmm?
Are you saying Martinelli is your next starboard potential? You're not letting him go.
No, definitely, absolutely. I can stand behind that. Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I
Okay.
can absolutely stand behind that.
Okay.
No, are you
to
the reason why?
go ahead.
Oh, the reason why I'm standing behind that because again, when the boy came in our team, he came right into the first team. That player that came into the first team should have been nowhere near a first team in the Premier League. No, bro. If you watch this boy, a slight bump, you took the ball off of him. He had no bones. They literally took him from the slumps and dropped him in the Prem and said start. First off, a coach and the coach that did it was what's his name? Unai the same person
Emery.
that gave Saka a start. You wouldn't
Emery.
drop somebody without potential in the Prem to start. It doesn't matter what it is. At 18, you have to have some type of somebody has to have seen something for you to be put there, especially at least top 6 teams. Like, bro, they wouldn't. I personally don't believe a coach or a decent coach will put in a 18-year-old from the slums of Brazil.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Somebody definitely seen something in him and thought, let's put him on the pitch and develop him, and it worked out, even
And
though
then
it took 2 years.
it's still working out. It's not done yet. That's the thing. He's
Right.
still developing because if you look at his stats each year, in terms of from things like from shots to take-ons to dribbles, like dribbles won or dribbles, when you successfully complete a dribble to his weight size to his muscle mass, everything is going up. He's still 21. Nobody's fully grown at 21. Saka is still 21. It's not
So I
the
have
same.
a follow-up.
But it's in the range. They work off each other respectfully.
So I have a follow-up question. Even though, so you consider him your next starboard potential, just like Saka. Now, my next question is: do you think you could hold him?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because the reason I ask all these questions is because I look at Son. You're right. He's the man's 30. But if you get Son now, because of his age, you know that whatever he gives to Arsenal, that's it. He's not going to give it anywhere else. You don't have to worry about the potential of you losing him or another club coming in and drawing him from you because of his age. Now,
His style
looking
of
at
play,
Martinelli, to your point, yeah, he's making vast improvements. He's improving. He's getting better each day in and out. Other clubs are also seeing that. And it's all it takes is Barcelona or Real Madrid to knock on the door before people start, loyalty starts shaking. So,
but
my thing is, if the 4-year mark is when that happens, I'd rather 4 years of Son than 4 years of
Hey,
Martinelli only to lose Martinelli.
hey, guys. Back to our point that led to this Sun discussion. I think Brendan Rodgers is definitely an underrated coach, and at Spurs, he could be really, really good for Spurs. But I think we just glossed over the fact that Brendan Rodgers started his coaching career at Chelsea,
Okay.
And
So
he could also potentially be a great coach for Chelsea as well.
okay, I see your
Just
opinion.
putting that out there. He's Premier League proven. He's won trophies in the Prem. He's
Send me
coaching the
back to
Prem.
sender. First of all, I
He's been out
send my
here.
opinion back to sender. Okay.
No, I
There's
don't. I don't like
one.
Brendan
Let me.
because he's not the flashiest manager, but he's a pretty decent manager. At least he's better than Potter. It would be an upgrade.
It's arguable, but okay. Um, if you ask a certain Merseyside red team what they think about Brandon Rodgers, pretty sure we're on the same page about this. They
They
threw him out of Liverpool so quickly. Nobody remembers he coached Liverpool. That's how quick they threw him out. No, please, God, no. No, Brandon Rodgers. Please, God, no. I'm sorry. Like, why would you want someone like that? I think they hired, who did they hire after him? Klopp, right? That's when they hired Klopp right after they
Yeah.
packing. Yeah. Like, so you're telling me that we'll hire Brandon Rodgers, and then after we sack him, we'll finally get our coach. Fine. All right, fine. But if he's our coach, back to sender.
Back to Martinelli and Son. If you look at the style of play Arteta plays, we press from the front. Son is a counter-attacking expert, not a pressing from the front type of player.
How do you know?
Wait. No. Let me wait. Just one. I just want to rebuttal your Son point. So, Son went to the Champions League final with Tottenham.
Bro, only like on the Arsenal team in the Champions League.
No, your point about pressing. How did they beat Man City? How did they beat on the way to the It was Son and those boys doing work off the ball. What do you mean?
Bro, I could press for one game.
What?
I could press for one game in the Champions. Why don't they do it in Tottenham then? Why don't they do it when they play in the Prem? They did that because it was one game and they had to win that game. They had to tailor a crap for that game. Our own team core, like our standard, is pressing.
Yo, why are we still talking about Son? Like,
That was
can we move on from Son, please?
We're comparing this boy to, but respectfully, Son is not going to thrive in this Arsenal system. That's what I'm saying. Martinelli would thrive in this Arsenal system. That's all I'm saying. You could bring Son in. He's great. He's wonderful. Respectfully, he won't thrive in our system right now. If we had him when we had Alexis Sanchez and he's balling out. Because again, like that, the system of play that fits Son.
How would he have played? Doesn't Alexis Sanchez? Didn't he play on the left? By the way,
on the opposite, bro. Who did we have opposite? We had was it Walker still suffering? We had Walker. Who else did we? I don't even remember the forwards we had. That's how bad it was, bro.
Yo, tomorrow's game is we got Liverpool. We got Liverpool coming to Chelsea. What do we think is gonna happen? Because I cannot see a good result.
It's 0-0.
I think he's gonna tie
for Chelsea in there.
0-0.
I could expect one red card.
I don't know what to expect.
Battle of
a
red card.
It's gonna be shiesty because both teams are not like top four, like we're killing everybody. Both teams are fighting, and both teams know they're fighting. So it's gonna be a scrap.
We can't finish, and the other team has Salah and Gakpo. Liverpool 2-0. Bro, we will create 50 chances and won't finish. They'll create 3 chances and put them away. That's what's gonna happen.
What you were saying, Kai Havertz wasn't a fraud.
This season either, so they ain't put nothing away this season either. So.
I don't understand what you mean.
Like you're so take your last game for example. You said you had all those opportunities and you missed it. I've watched
Only
two Liverpool
target.
games.
It's not just that. Well, it's not just that last game. It's been
No,
going on all year long.
I know.
I just,
From
I just
vivid
want
memory,
to point out, there was only 8 shots on target last game. Continue.
No,
We
yeah,
haven't
but
been
you
able to
put
finish, not just this season.
one
We
or
haven't
two
been
of those
finishing
away.
in like 2-3 years. Like we've been begging
Yeah.
for a striker that can score goals.
hmm
the team that Liverpool just put up, they have not been finishing like that either, my boy.
I hear you. But who do we expect to bounce back? Salah or I don't know, Felix?
Respectfully, I think your team hasn't found the gel yet. Like I think they haven't. No, reason why I also say that is because again, your coach is probably trying to do different types of things, try different different alternate different teams, different formations, talk to different. It wasn't nothing was solidified yet. I generally feel because again, you don't apart from the people who start, you don't have a bad team.
Yeah, but the issue with that is the issue with that is like everybody was injured.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, I know.
James, Kante. Let's just take away your 3 best players. Let's just take them away. Money. Let's take away Saka, Saliba, and Odegaard. Let's take them away.
Oh, I'll be fine because at one point Yaya Sonogo was my starting striker.
No, but you still have your core. You still have your core guys, though. What I'm saying is you had Odegaard. The Odegaard's played virtually every game. You had Saka. And you had Sass. I think those 3 guys are like really your core guys. If those guys miss games, you don't win. But you might win, but you have a harder time winning. Am I wrong?
No.
Let's take all those guys out at the same time. And let's let you guys play 20 games without any of those guys. Let's see what position y'all in.
Would suck. Would not suck. We wouldn't suck. At the same time, yeah, but that method, we took Jesus was out for how many months? This Partey, who's on court. Actually, no.
About Gabriel Jesus here. What the guy to just about Gabriel is Jesus.
You said if we take Saka and Odegaard and who else? Jesus?
No, I didn't say Jesus. I said Saka, Odegaard, and Saliba.
We'd be fine. Confident to tell you we'd be fine. Right? Because
this guy.
Game that Thomas Partey has not played. We've played games without Odegaard and these people. We played Europa and we lost.
No.
Yeah, you lost the Europa League without these people. Thank you for saying that.
Manny,
we lost it without the people. We lost it when we had the people.
Listen to this.
Like they weren't injured.
Saliba got injured in that Europa League game.
In it, huh? And they played it because they celebrated the goal. Go ahead.
Manny, think of the best 3 players in your team. Now imagine playing half of the season without those best 3 players. Do you think you're still going to be in first position?
You won't be top 4, bro. I promise you. You won't.
But I'm
This is the simple truth.
We'll be top 4. The reason why I said we'll be top 4 is because the players that we have, not who we have.
And it's not just your best 3 players either. It's not just your best 3. It's like 6 other people on the injury list too.
What you guys are saying?
Injured players in the last 2 seasons.
Imagine your entire starting 11 injured. That's not.
If you look at
he doesn't end well for anybody.
Whatever y'all are talking about that you have injured, we went through it, bro.
Manny, I'm sorry.
Ozil was out for the longest time. We had injuries. Arsenal has been plagued with injuries from the jump since the days of when we had Cazorla and we should have won the thing. But bro,
Jack Wilshere, Ramsey, y'all just have flimsy midfield.
Diaby.
The thing is, our backups now are becoming a little bit okay than what they were before. Our backup to Jack Wilshere was Francis Coquelin and Emmanuel Frimpong. No.
No, I will say this. Coquelin ended up being a fairly decent player. Seriously.
Yeah, but where are they now?
But he was in Spain. But he's being a pretty good player, really.
Not many.
They weren't good for us. They weren't
To
good
go back
enough.
to that top 3 injury discussion, if Partey, Odegaard, and Saliba were gone for
Just
the
say
beginning of the
Partey.
season in the top
If
5,
Partey was gone for
yeah,
20
you're
games, he would suffer.
not top 4.
Again,
You're not top 4, bro.
every game
That
he's lost, he's not playing.
that game Partey got injured and he had to leave early on. You guys were dominating the game at the beginning. The
And I
moment
see-
he left,
Hey,
that's when goals started flying in.
Even more with that, the moment Saliba got injured against who
Bro,
was that team
respectfully,
again?
about Saliba.
What is it?
I wasn't tripping about Saliba, bro. A lot of people don't rate Rob Holding, but I've watched Rob Holding when Rob Holding was 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, the boy has come a long way, and I think having proper defenders instead of David Luiz and Socrates, having those people mentor you, I think it changed how you play. Because Rob Holding, my confidence with Rob Holding this year, if you tell me Rob Holding would even sub 2 years ago, I would want to like hit you like really hard.
So you don't want to fight anybody now after what he almost did to you.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna find people. But the reason Rob Holding is still there is because again he had a long contract. He's been with us. He's like a filler. Like again, if you notice
No,
when
I'm not telling you find someone. I'm saying the way you said if it was Rob Holding 2 years ago, you want to fight when you see him sub. So I'm saying today you don't want to fight when you see him sub, even after what he almost did to you last time he was subbed in.
Nope. Did you watch last game?
They won.
Last game. Have you seen Rob Holding play now?
Bro, the last against Sevilla in the Europa League, he almost cost you the game.
Yeah, bro, I know that, but did he? He didn't. It wasn't
It's
him.
very easy to say that. 2020 hindsight. It's very easy to say
He
that.
ended up costing you the game later, though.
But it wasn't him. I've seen where Saliba has made mistakes. When Saliba was it his second game or third game? He got us all. He scored our own goal, and then there was another game he gave an assist to the defender. I mean to the player who scored, and we got right behind them. But Rob
It
Holding
doesn't
has
matter.
mistakes.
Saliba and Gabriel are probably the
Solid
best
partnership. I'm
partnership in the league right now.
but the man Rob Holding is now can give them two a run for their money, and he's not gonna win. If you come back both of them, they will win a good more times than Rob Holding. But Rob Holding now, I can confidently say he'll do okay in the Premier League. The one person, I see what you did there. The one person that I've seen give Holding, like he couldn't, they had to sub him out in I think it was the first half, was this man from your team, Alan. Yo, when they had to sub him out, they had to sub Holding out. I remember, I think it was.
That's why you lost 3-1. Makes sense.
But bro, the way every ball this man Holland got, he was going. Holden was behind him, but the ball was going. Next thing you know, Holden was on the floor, just clutching at air. Like, oh man, I'll never forget. He didn't play for a long time. And now he's doing okay, but we'll see. And no one will play Liverpool next week. That's the road test. Respectful.
Facts. I was about to say you've just only been playing chump change.
But giving me a little confidence with the chump change. Sunday,
Yeah,
he's
you
gonna
have a crazy run into the last couple of games.
We only have
be...
2 or 3. No, 3. We have 3 top. 3? No, we play Chelsea, and then we play Liverpool, and I think we still play City. Did we play City? No, we still play City. Yeah,
you still play us.
Yeah, we play y'all.
Yep.
Because that's the game that, we play y'all. Oh, yeah. Nah, it's going to be fun. I'm actually excited.
You gotta go to Anfield. You gotta go to Etihad. Chelsea is coming to you. You gotta go to Newcastle. Brighton's
Really,
gonna visit you.
I'm not tripping at all.
For like 5
And
years.
you have to go to Brighton.
I'm not worried at all.
You should be.
The reason I'm not worried is what our coach does with our players, bro. When I heard that the Anfield game, like last year, was it last year? I heard that the man brought speakers onto the pitch and started blasting the Anfield anthem, "You Never Walk Alone," because playing in Anfield itself, he said he did an interview. He said there was one time in his life when he actually got stuck playing soccer. Like he didn't know what to do. He felt lost on the field. And that was when he was playing at Arsenal and we went to Liverpool in Anfield. He said the sound, he didn't know where to pass the ball. He didn't know. So he brought that. That's not a normal thing to do because things like that actually can make or win you games. The atmosphere in the other people's stadium, if it's straight and you're not ready for it, it'll break you quick, bro. It'll break you quick. And once the other team notice it, bro, Liverpool is in your head, bro. But for a coach that, it takes learning, bro. It's not a common thing. They make noises in every stadium. But specifically for this game, we're gonna bring speakers and everybody will hear it at the loudest volume to make sure that when you're there, you can perform. You're not nobody's.
Word on the street is Arteta stole that from Ten Hag before Man U lost 7-0 to Liverpool. I don't know. I know that one thing I know about Ten Hag is he has a whole room of psychoanalysts with iPads and directional mics. So I know Ten Hag tried something like that.
It didn't work.
I think why Arteta is succeeding more they have similar ideas, but it's because Arteta's been in the Prem for a bit. Was under Pep, so his ideas is written and down. He's probably tested some in practice, seeing what works. Ten Hag just came in, so he's running on the fly. Like the ideas are coming, he has to implement it on the game field. Like Arteta, because Pep is the main shot, but if you talk ideas with Pep,
that and the fact that he also has frogs on as a part of that Manchester United squad. Listen. We'll save it for another episode, but one of these days we need to discuss one Jadon Sancho. We need to discuss one Jadon Sancho. That man.
Then we need to shout out Newcastle though.
Yeah, Newcastle deserves a mention, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Man. I'm really trying to shout out. I understand your point about Jadon Sancho. We will get to him, but I feel like Newcastle, man, they've really impressed me this season. They're third.
The reason about Newcastle is they haven't really spent what they want to spend yet.
They've lost 3 games all season.
What you're gonna see is this summer they're gonna spend crazy. If they qualify for Champions League, it's a done deal.
Oh my God,
it's gonna be scary.
Actually, I have to give a huge shout out to Eddie Howe because when he came in. All the fans were like, "Here we go again. Another preach my ninja."
They weren't.
And then Eddie Howe said, "Look at me.
I'm the captain.
I'm the captain now." No, man. I really have to shout out Eddie Howe because that result against Man United, you could just see the hunger and the thirst in his team.
And the players,
man. And I feel like that's what he's instilled. Well, how long has he been there? 2 seasons now? 2 seasons, right? Yeah. So I feel like that's just stuff that from day one last season, whenever he got there, those are just things that, little big differences that you could see immediately. But now this season, it's paying dividends. Because
who did they just play?
Trippier was injured, didn't miss a beat. Issa just got here, doesn't miss a beat. Almiron, an MLS player, is their best player. Yeah.
Whoa. I don't agree. Almiron is not their best player. Their best player, Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes.
He's 1C. He's 1C between Gui and what's his name? Allen and between them 3. It's 1C.
Nah, but Newcastle is really up there. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna be fair, for the next good 4 or 5 years. This summer, if they do what they want to do this summer.
Yeah. No. Your boy, Manny, Joe Willock. Newcastle got another thing for that boy, man.
Nah. After this season, we won't be seeing Joe Willock again. We won't be seeing him again. Listen. Because what you mean? He's not the future. But listen, what you're looking at with Joe Willock, is opportunity.
Wow.
Is opportunity. Now, when Newcastle, I promise you, I'm not just chatting. Come the summer, they qualify for Champions League. Come the summer, Newcastle's going to be looking to upgrade tons of positions. Joe Willock is going to be one of them.
I'll take him at Chelsea in a heartbeat. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Mason Mount is leaving you, so go ahead. Take him as a Mason Mount replacement.
He's gonna stay there.
Mason Mount. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna stay there, but he's gonna be going forward after this season. He's going to be squad depth. He's not going to be a major role.
I don't think so. It wouldn't get to this point without him.
Joe Willock.
Why would you not drop him? Because you're bringing that makes no sense. That's just gonna mess up your plan.
Nah, it really isn't. It really isn't.
Because again, the reason he didn't play at Arsenal, bro, who was he gonna sub out? Ozil or who's in that? But when he subbed on, the boy ball.
He was dynamite.
And the reason we sent them to Newcastle for the first loan was because he wasn't getting playing time. He wanted to play, but we had all these uncles in the way. He went to and he started, bro. When he played up, the man he scored a goal. He didn't celebrate, but
he scored 8 straight up. He scored 8 straight appearances coming off the bench and starting last season.
This is his first full season starting. He's gonna get. So I don't think that.
We'll see. Time will see.
Would want Joe Willock next to the guy.
We'll see. Listen, time will tell. Time will tell. I think he's performed well given the opportunity this season. But when I look at a full squad, I just think he's squad depth. I think he's squad depth because Newcastle, we've seen them. They've just now with that Man United win gotten out of their midseason slump. And you only get a slump like that when you got guys the likes of Joe Willock. I'm sorry. I just look at Joe Willock and I don't see him as a guy that can take you all the way like a Saka. I look at a guy like Saka and I'll be like from beginning to end, he's an out-and-out starter. Whether we play 4 times a week, 5 times a week, I could probably play him. I could probably play Saka 4 out of the 5 times in a week, and you'll give me
massively disrespecting Joe Willock.
If it's massively disrespecting, I'm sorry. I'm just
and what you would call a minor setback for them? They didn't lose. Like what? And then you
to win every year is tough. Crap.
Come on, bro. You gotta put more. Nah, bro. That's
where did Newcastle last season?
I stand the right to be. I leave the right to be corrected. That's all I'll say.
Where did Newcastle?
One question: who would you rather have right now, Calvin Phillips or Joe Willock? Don't lie. Don't lie to the crowd. Don't lie to the crowd. Don't lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I have to keep hindsight. Calvin Phillips hasn't been healthy.
Oh my God!
I said Calvin Phillips hasn't been healthy, so I'll take Joe Willock. Now, if it was supposed to be the Calvin Phillips that was healthy, that we thought we were getting when we bought him,
I'm saying so you would take the
answer. Okay. I've already answered. I'm taking Joe Willock because Calvin Phillips isn't healthy.
At least you didn't lie.
If he was healthy, then I'd be taking Calvin
Phillips.
Bro,
Joe Willock is helping this team. They ended up 11th last year to where they are now. Without Joe Willock, I don't know who would have subbed on for him.
They would not have been 11th last year. They would have been fighting. He scored 6 straight games last year. They needed every single one of his goals, bro.
As soon as he made the loan transfer, bro, he came in and he was putting in work for them. It was some because of him. The 1-1 wins, the ties. It was because of him. I remember he scored a couple, I think it was 2 games back to back. He scored like the 89th minute.
Yeah.
We're just hustling.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. It is what it is.
We'll see, Shop. We'll see.
Time will tell. On that note, we'll call it quits on this episode. If you've listened to us for this long, thank you very much. We did definitely go over a little bit, but hey, we'll call it excitement from the long transfer. We'll call it excitement from the long international break. We definitely got some good matches coming over the next 2 days, plus another round of Premier League matches this upcoming weekend. So a lot more to talk about in the next episode. Catch you guys next time. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.